Hey there, YouTubers. Welcome to my video guide on how to do AFK God Wars 2. The main two we'll be focusing on is Vindicta and Helwyr. I actually don't know how well this will work in Twin Furies. And you can do Greg, but Greg will require the Vampirism Aurora. Whereas this method requires the Penance. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into what you need for this guide. So first thing I'd recommend, we are AFKing Vindicta and Helwyr. These are two bosses that when they came out, they were not meant to be AFKable, I don't believe. So they're moderate bosses. Most people put them in like low to mid tier on boss levels when ranking them. So I'll go ahead and tell you, if you don't have a lot of this stuff, you're probably going to struggle. Now, I can't test this for what skills you need. So you can see I have all 99s on the combat skills. You're probably going to need that. I mean, can you get by with 90s? Probably, maybe. I mean, I AFK real easy. It's never, like, health is never an issue. So I could probably drop down some levels, but I can't to test it, so that's up to you to test it. So you're doing it at your own risk, and it's an expensive setup to have, and you'll see what I mean. So you also need Herblore. You need to be able to make overloads. Now, if you have, I forget what the boost is, but I know if you have 90, there's several ways you can boost to 96 to go ahead and make overloads. Now what I'm using is I'm using Elder Overloads. I would use Elder Overload salves, but they're almost 100k more expensive, and this method is very expensive on its upkeep, but it's also very rewarding, and I'll show you what I mean. I will show you the loot of doing this method 8 hours a day for 5 days. That's right. While working, I just went ahead and knocked it out. Just had it on my computer off to the side, or my iPad. You can even do this on the iPad. Off to the side, clicking it once every 5-6 minutes. That's right, this method will require you to only click like once every 5 minutes. Just so you don't log and so you repot. Okay. There's not a summoning needed because our familiar that we're going to use is a legendary pet. We got Fire Drake. And it's very important that they have scavenge on it. To make this method to where you only have to click once every 5 minutes, you're going to have to not pick up your drops. So with Fire Drake, guess what? We don't have to pick up our drops. Now, will you get faster kills with a Ripper Demon? 100%. Absolutely you will. But we're trying to AFK this. I'm working. I don't have time to pick up my drops. I will miss them. In fact, there's been times where I've been so AFK that I did miss big drops, and I get in my clans, in my private chats, I have grats all over the place because I got an announcement on a Dragon Rider Lance or a Crest of Zoros. So those are the basic things you need. Now for gearing. You will 100% need full Crypt Bloom. This armor is really expensive. I should have probably did this before, but let me go ahead and price check what it is today. So there's several Discords where you can actually price check stuff and see what it's at without having to figure it out by buying and selling on the GE. So the Crypt Bloom helm is around 600 mil. The Crypt Bloom top is around 550 mil. The Crypt Bloom bottoms are around 790 mil. That top, I do not believe it's that cheap. I mean, I know that's what it says, but I do not believe it. I mean, so, heck, we'll put it, that's what it says. But it also says the incomplete top is 700 mil. So you tell me which one you think's accurate. But yeah, the bottoms are like 790 mil. The gloves are 32 mil, and the boots are 140 mil. So just from those prices alone, Let's see, the boots were 150, 140. So you're 2.1 bill. You're at max cash pile just for the Crypt Bloom armor. So like I said, this is not a method that anyone can do, and that's why the method's going to be viable for so long. Now, I have the Essence of Finality. You'd be fine with the Amulet of Souls. I have Chandler's Ring. You'd be fine with Luck of the Dwarfs. Or Seer's Ring. But I have Luck of the Dwarfs on Relic. You need that to help your drops. And you're doing this, so I'm doing this AFK method 8 hours a day. I do not want to miss a chance at Hazel's Signet Ring. I don't have it. If I have it, I'd probably replace it with Chandler's Ring. I might be able to buy it doing this method. You'll see all the loot. You can see my cape is just maxed cape. And then I have the Book of Wind. Highly recommend it because someone did the math on DPS of the new God books, and Book of Wind on stationary ended up being greater than the Book of Fool or the other ones. And the pages for Book of Wind are only 70, 80k each. So dirt cheap. Also, I have tier 80 ones. You could probably be fine with tier 85. So you could probably do the whole setup with around 2.5 bill. You got the Amulet of Souls, Luck of the Dwarf, Book of Wind, and tier 85 weapons. So yeah, so that's, if you don't have any gear like this or anything, that's what you need. Also, another must is the Animate Dead spell. This is how you're going to be able to survive the flames and the poison gas stuff from these bosses while you're AFK, because you're literally not going to click for 5 minutes. Now when we pray, we're going to use Soul Split, and I use Affliction, but you're fine with Torment. You don't need the 900 million coin prayer. You don't need it. Let's see. So under Auroras, we're going to use Penance. The reason we use Penance instead of Vampirism is so we don't have to worry about prayer, because that's another thing you have to click. That's another pot you have to drink, everything like that. And it's also only a tier 2 Aurora. And if you combine that with 100 Viswax, then you're going to be able to use it for 2 hours, and you're going to get 2k Marks of War, and you can buy another Aurora. And if you're a Premier Club member, you get the free refresh once a day. So you will actually net an extra, let's see, how many would that be? You got your first one and then second one. So you'll net about 4k Marks of War. Is that right? Because you're able to do 2 hours and you have to refresh it. You got the free one, 4 hours, refresh 6 hours, refresh 6 hours, 8 hours. Okay, so yeah, so you'll net 4k Marks of War a day if you have the free one. If not, you'll net 2k Marks of War a day. Now, if you do Vamp, it's a tier 4 Aurora, so you're gonna be in the negative. You're not gonna be able to keep this method up for long. And me, I did it for 8 hours a day for 5 days. This is the first time I ever tried it, and it worked out great. Now, let's see. I can't remember if I mentioned it, but for our pet, you're going to use Fire Drake. I think I mentioned that. You got to have Scavenger. Okay, so I will show you how this method works on both Vindicta and Helwyr. Highly recommend you do War's Retreat. Just makes it easier in between kills. And our setup for our inventory is pretty easy. I use the Grasping Rune Pouch because it has a 25% chance to save your runes. And I just have all my runes in there. And then I also have the Manuscript of Wind, 4 of them in my inventory, just so I can always top this out in between kills, because I've kept forgetting all the time to reload it. So if I just bring them with me, not a big deal. And then I bring 5 Elder Overloads. You really only need 4, but just in case I'm clicking like every 3 or 4 minutes instead of 5 and maximizing them, I just brought the 5th one just in case. No big deal. So we'll start on Vindicta. So first thing I'll show you is also my action bar. Let's see if I can make this bigger. I cannot. I'll take a screenshot and make it bigger on the screen. But I'll also just go over it one-on-one with you. So the way this is set up is it's set up for the mobile version. Because sometimes I'll do this on my iPad. So really I just need to have these on one side. And can click these, and then this is my revolution bar. Full revolution, plus plus. So the first thing I have is greater concentrated. Once again, concentrated is probably fine, but you have to have dual wield for either. So that's why we have dual wields. You can't use knock staff here. You're going to lose out on a lot of DPS. Sure, if you want to try it, whatever. I'm sure it'd work. Greater concentrated, also not too expensive. I think it's around 100 mil. It's not too bad. I will also tell you a good guide on how to get all this stuff. I'll do that while we're AFKing Vindy. We have Dragon Breath. In fact, let's go ahead and get in, and I will explain the skills while we're doing it. That's actually better. Okay, so we'll start. So what you can do after it's started is you can click up here on this time thing, and you actually add an extra hour. So you don't have to click anything on that. You don't have to worry about it. What we're going to do is we're going to pot up. The way I actually have it set up is I can just click everything here. And then we didn't do this. Let's go ahead and activate that. And you really want to come in here far enough to where your follower comes in, else it's not going to pick up your drops for who knows how long until you can tell. Okay, so we didn't fall on this. Let me go ahead and jump in the fire. There you go. And now you can see. This is how much damage we're taking. Look at how amazing that is. We are literally able to stand in the flames, no problem. We even moved in it, no big deal. Our prayer is staying full because we're in the flames. And we got penance going. I can't remember penance. Yeah, I'm pretty sure penance is damage you take. Okay, now let's go over these skills. So first, greater concentrated, it's really strong attack. Dragon breath, another strong attack. Asphyxiate, strong attack. Sunshine. Now you might be asking, Matt, why don't you put Sunshine up first? Well, without the Ripper Demon, your kills are probably going to be around 1 minute to 120. And if Sunshine's at the front, sometimes you'll use it at the end of the kill. Whereas if you put it right here in the middle, you'll do it around like the 30-40 second mark. And you're not wasting it. You're probably like, well, why don't you switch with Asphyxiate? Well, sometimes you'll still double use Sunshine. You can test it out yourself. If you had a Ripper Demon, throw it up front. But you're not going to be as AFK, because you saw this thing just picked up the Dragon Bones. Let's see. So then after Sunshine, we have Wild Magic. Sacrifice, which is a health defense ability. You can find it up here. It's under health, constitution. Then we have Corruption Blast, which is an ability you get. Oh, I can't remember where you get it. I think you actually have to buy it. I think it's like 37 mil. Then we have Deep Impact, Rack, and Greater Chain. Now you're not going to use Rack or Greater Chain that much. In fact, you don't want to. Because the spell we're actually using, which if you're having trouble with your HP, you can always go to Shadow Barrage or Shadow Blitz. People say Shadow Blitz is just as good because this one scales up to level 99, but if you're using tier 90 equipment, then this one's scaling up to level 92. I'm not for sure how all that works. I honestly just use Shadow Barrage. You don't use that many runes. But I don't need it anymore. I found the perfect bar that requires me not to need it. So I actually use this one called Extenuate, however you say it. The reason I use it is because each cast, which you'll actually use more runes using this one because it's going to keep using runes until it's stacked at 12. Then your auto abilities don't use runes anymore. But each stack increases your basic ability damage by 1%, and it stacks up to 12. And at 12 stacks, it changes your rack to rack and ruin. Now putting your rack and ruin at the back here will make it not use that much. But having it at the back, but might use it towards the end of the kill, no big deal. Oh, and you saw our prayer was almost down all the way. Look how fast it's going back up. Let's see. So yes, that's why we use that. We just get the extra damage increase. So that's that on that. So on this bar, you see I have Soul Split, I have Animate Dead, I have Affliction, I have Weapon Poison Plus Plus. I'm not really going to use that because it didn't help out that much at Helwyr, but I mean, you can use it. I have my Book of Wind activated, then I have my Elder Overload. And then I just have some other stuff on here, which I don't ever use. But on the mobile version, I can have my inventory up. And on the other side, it'll show this set of keybinds. So that works out great. Let's see. So we got 1 minute left on Elder Overload. So that's when I like just go to my keyboard or here and click. Now also when I do that, I like to go ahead and just click on the screen just to make sure I don't log out. Because sometimes I feel like I've logged out just by clicking the keybind or whatever and not doing anything else. So you notice once every 6 months, I just take the Elder Overload potion, and then once every 12 minutes, I do the Animate Dead and Elder Overload potion. So pretty easy setup. You can see our health is staying up just fine, no problem. Now, I will say when I was at Helwyr, I tested it with just 4 pieces of Crypt Bloom and a different pair of gloves, trying to see if I could get that extra DPS in. And look at my damage. You'll see a lot of times it's less than 100, but you'll see sometimes it'll hit 232. And that's the most that you'll see. Now if we take off these gloves, 316, 251. Ever so slightly more. You're still fine for the most part on your health, but you really want that last piece. And I'll tell you the other reason you want it. At 5 bonus, when you fall below 20% life points, you gain a fungal shield for 15 seconds. And the shield life points scale with your armor rating and defense level. And then you have a 120-second cooldown. It's kind of like a sign of life. So worst case scenario, when you're down 20%, you get a fungal shield. If that ever happens, you're going to have plenty of time to heal back up for whatever instant happened or whatever. And then you can also sign. I have my defensive cape in my cape stand. If you don't have the cape stand, or you don't know what I'm talking about, I would wear the defensive cape here unless you have like kiln cape or something like that. But that's pretty much Vindicta. So after this kill, we'll go ahead and jump to Helwyr, and then I'll explain the cost of everything, because I'm sure you want to know how much this method cost. Actually, the cost broke down per 2 hours and per 8 hours. So don't worry. But yeah, you can see damage not going over that 230. No, there's a 280. I might have lied. But you can see it's typically not that high. Okay, so let's go back to War's Retreat. Turn off our prayers. Always recommend fastest spawn speed. If you put your max players at 1, you'll be able to see your kill times. And then, like I was saying, if you click up here, it'll let you add an extra 60 minutes, and it'll just take away an extra 20 kill count. Now, I don't want to get that extra 20 kill count, so I'm not going to do that. But I do that normally. Okay, and then run in here, so our thing pops up, and we'll go and take another potion here. Okay, and there we go, we're set. Now, I do have a secondary bar for Helwyr, because it feels like sometimes he's just beating up on me. So I'll just go over here and I'll explain that to you, and then I'll go over the cost. So pretty much same bar, ever slightly different. So we have Greater Concentrated, we have Dragon Breath, and then we have Debilitate. When it's third, his big hit where I will make you bleed, you'll actually time it just right to where pretty much every time you're on Debilitate with this right here. Then we got Sunshine, we got Asphyxiate, we got Wild Magic, Greater Chain. So you see we got Greater Chain here a little bit sooner. It's because those little pups that he spawns, it just helps with that. So yeah. We got Sacrifice, we got Corruption Blast, and at the very end, Rack and Ruin. Let's see. So yeah, that's that in a nutshell. I'll go over some of the cost here. So your biggest cost is going to be the Viswax. Your potions, Elder Overloads, are kind of expensive. Divine Charge isn't too bad. Your Blood Runes get kind of pricey if you do this. That's why if you do Shadow Barrage, you'll save a good bit of money. And then if you're like me with a Essence of Finality, it's pretty expensive. So over 8 hours, it costs 26.3 mil per 8 hours to run this setup. That's 400 Viswax, 5 Elder Overloads. Well, I think that's really 4 Elder Overloads, because I normally never touch that 5th one. But 4 Elder Overloads every 2 hours. All the Blood Runes, and all the other runes too. Divine Charge. The necklace uses 15%, about 15% over the 8 hours. The Book of Wind is going to be about 1 mil to recharge it. And your gear repair is actually really cheap. It's only about 100k to repair it. Those flakes are dirt cheap. But on a per hour, it's about 3.2 mil per hour, which is about what you'll get for your common drops at Vindy. So pretty much at Vindy, your common drops pay for it. Now what you'll notice at Helly is he drops like 80 to 99 Lantalines, which are 10k each. So sometimes it's over 1 mil on that one drop, and you get that several times. So your average kill here, you're gonna, without a rare drop, you're probably gonna get 9 to 14 mil without even getting a unique rare drop. So if you suck at getting rare drops, or you feel like you're not gonna do that great, Helly's actually better. And if you look at the wiki page, he's actually better overall. With this method, you'll get about 36-37 kills per hour with our kill times. You see 110, 130. Well, we only got 2 kills so far since here. So yeah. But I still do Vindicta more. I mean, you can even tell here. I had 80 here, 20 here. I just gravitate towards Vindicta. The crest and the lances are just worth more than the other unique drops that Helly drops. significantly more. But because Helly drops those Lantalines, which are worth 1 mil, we'll see if we get one. If we get a drop of them, we'll do one more kill. Because of that, Helly's more consistent. But because we're doing 40 hours a week, consistency you can kind of throw out altogether. You'll also see I don't have as much luck on the rare drops here either. I still don't even have the log. But I still like Helly. It's a good change up. That way I only have to get kill count once every 2 days. Because you got 20 hours worth. So 8 and 8, 16. That way I only have to get kill count 3 times a week or 3 times every other week. But after this kill, we will fast forward to our loot tab, which you'll see the loot I've gotten today just off this little intro part here, but you'll see the complete loot. Now what you won't see is the coins. I don't have the coins included, so you can factor that in. And our overload just fell off. I'm not going to redo it just to finish the kill. When I did blood tendrils just to make it a little bit faster. Sorry. But you see the method works. That stuff's not doing any damage to us. Debilitates, protecting us from the other thing. And what do we get? Coins, I guess? Oh, we got a diamond. Just didn't pop up. Okay. What y'all want? Let's go look at the loot. Also trying to think if I forgot anything in this video. So this is around 40 hours worth of stuff. So you see there's not, I mean there's a good bit. We got 4 Dragon Rider Lances, 1 Crest of Saren, 9 Crest of Zoros, 1 Wand, 8 Animacore Bodies, 6 Legs, 8 Helms, 9 Essence, 8 Essence. So 846 mil. And as you remember, our cost is 26.3 mil a day. So times that by 5, 131 mil, 131.5. So we made 146, not counting the gold coins we got as well, mind you, because it's just too hard to keep track of that. That puts us at 714.5 mil, over 700 mil profit doing AFK. That is insane. Like literally just sitting here at work, clicking away off to the side, AFK. Now, oh crap, that's what I was gonna do at Helly. We'll go back to Helly and I'll just might as well do more kills while we're just talking. But you might be wondering, well, how can I get Crypt Bloom armor? Like, I'm just a noob who doesn't have much. Well, that used to be me as well. And I have a way to help you out there. It's not going to be quick or easy or anything like that. Oh crap, I drank 2 pots. Or maybe I didn't, I don't know. No, I didn't, okay. So the first thing I did was I did Corrosis. I did it for a long time. You don't really need any money to get started on Corrosis. You'll see I have 630 kills. I kind of wasn't super lucky there, but I did get a top, I did get a bottom, and I did get a book. So those really helped get me started. Now, what I did was I sold these as I got them. So like the legs I sold for like 300 mil. Now they're almost 800. So I got gypped on those big time. The top I think I sold for 600 mil. I honestly think it's like 700 or 800 right now. But yeah, that's what I did. I just grinded Corrosis. And what you'll find at Corrosis is you can easily make 16 to 20 mil per hour without unique drops. Because the Anima Bic sells for so much at the GE and just all the normal drops, and the tier 3 trove chest. Because the pages or the manuscript of Bic is also like over 1 million coins each. I think it's like 2 million. I don't know his exact prices right now, don't quote me on that. But yeah, when I was doing Corrosis, I was making like 20, 24 mil an hour. So that's why I said 16 to 20, because I don't know how much prices have dropped. But I know a lot of people hate doing Corrosis. So stuff's probably, I think that's why Crypt Bloom's so expensive. So after I got that, I bought a Staff of Inquisitor. I bought my Book of Wind. Had my Amulet, or I got my Essence of Finality. Would have been fine with Amulet of Souls. I did not get the ring, and I got the Seer Singer tank armor, mage tank armor, because I needed something to go with Animate Dead. And then on the bottoms I had Gnomic, just so I could have the perks, Enhanced Devotion and Devotion with Impatient. Really just Devotion and Enhanced Devotion is what I wanted. And I had everything, my weapon perked out pretty decent too, the Staff of Inquisitor. And with that, I did duos at Kurapak. It took a little bit to learn, but that's what I did. And I did that for a while. I have 441 hard mode kills. And actually ended up splitting a full staff, one of each piece. And each one of those splits was about 1 billion GP at the time. So with those, I was then able to buy full Crypt Bloom, tier 90 staff and wand. But like I said, the biggest thing you need here is the Crypt Bloom. You're fine with Amulet of Souls, you're fine with Luck of the Dwarfs. I mean, hell, you could even use a Seer's Ring, I guess, if you can't afford Luck of the Dwarves. But that'd be the first upgrade I'd get. And then you'd be fine with tier 85 weapons. Hell, you probably don't even need Book of Wind. The Crypt Bloom armor is, and the Amulet of Souls, is the biggest things that you need here. Your soul splitting, so that's why you want Amulet of Souls. You get that extra 10% heal. And just the damage buff on it. And that is how I came to afford this method, and now I can make 700 mil passively a week. I'll do updates every week to see if maybe one week I get extremely lucky, which kind of is what happened here. On Wednesday I had like 5 unique drops, and then yesterday I had like 3 or 4, which 2 of them was the Crest from Heli and the Wand from Heli, so it wasn't that big of unique drops as the Crest of Zoros or the Dragon Rider Lance. But yeah, all in all, we got 13 total big ones, which is the 4 Dragon Rider Lances and 9 Crest of Zoros. I mean, that's the bulk of our money. But that's it. If you have any questions or having trouble with anything, go ahead and comment, and I'll try to help you out the best I can. But you can see 1 minute 15 seconds, 1 minute 12 seconds, pretty good. We can actually go to our log too. Let's go ahead and do that. Go ahead and go to rune metrics here. No, we're not gonna do that. You can, well, yeah, you can just see. There's us just killing them. There's the lance. There's a sweet dragon helm, which I actually don't have in the thing, but yeah. If you have any questions, reach out. I'll try my best to help you. If you have this exact setup, you should be getting kills in between like a minute, minute 20. Every now and then I'll have pretty quick kills like that, but for the most part you'll see them like 110, 118. But that's it. Hope you all have a great day. Hope you enjoyed this guide, and hope you can make a bunch of money.